Are you saying lack of physicality from our offense? I mean, I thought we ran the ball real well. I think we had 120 yards at halftime. It's our passing game didn't do well, so I didn't sense a lack of physicality on our offense.
How would you describe the conditions that was like?
I mean, the tracking is what I think got a lot of guys for both sides. As far as the turnovers, I think it got Brock on that one pass, obviously, that third down that slipped out of his hands. It makes it tough, but tough for both teams.
Did Brock have to have an injection in his shoulder for the game?
No, Brock's shoulder was totally fine. What's that? Yeah, he came back the next series.
Well, the coach seemed like you moved the ball well, running the ball. It didn't seem like this errors kind of caused you to turn up fumbles and just.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited with how we ran the ball in the first half. I think our 5 possessions, I think we got in their territory on all 5. Ended up getting that sack, which was disappointing, having to punt on that one. 2 missed field goals. Only coming up with 3 points was tough, especially when I think we got them 3 and out on their first drive, but I think they scored 3 straight touchdowns after that. I thought it should have been closer than 21-3 at halftime. Thought we had a chance, like last week, opening up with a big kickoff. This one didn't have a penalty, and then fumbling on the one was tough. Fumbling on the one, then they led it to points. I believe they did. They made it 28-3 fast, and we got back in it with 28-10, but then we had 2 more turnovers after that, and got none. So playing in those conditions, us having 3, them having 0, the way they ran the ball made it real tough. Real disappointed. We got a lot more pride in this, and I know we definitely know we have some people out and stuff, but we can play a lot better than that. Having 3 turnovers both of these weeks and getting none, I think that's 6-0 in 2 weeks. And when you do that and you don't stop the run like we have in these last 2 weeks, you usually can guess the outcome.
You mentioned the traction was the slick track out there. How much does that augment Josh Allen's danger level because of his improvisational abilities?
I mean, it's hard to say it helps it or hurts it. I mean, he's got those skills no matter what the weather is. So I mean, he's as good as it gets. And but I mean, they beat us as a team today, not just with Josh.
Does this sort of capture the frustration of the season in a sense? I mean, Christian was running like himself again.
Yeah.
6 plays.
Yeah, it was frustrating. He had a great week of practice, and I could feel his urgency and stuff, and thought he came out great, looking real good, and it looked like he just got his shoestring there. He's about to break a house call, and I'm guessing he got hurt on that play. I don't know. I never got to talk to him, but hurt for him and tough for our team not having him.
It's hard to say that did that in some way change the tenor of the game?
I mean, always when you lose some great players like that, it always doesn't help. But I thought JP came in and ran well. That Isaiah ran well too, and but yeah, losing Christian isn't fun.
You said last Monday, sort of talked about the urgency and every game felt like a must-win.
Yep.
Given that Seattle won today, where does this sort of take you?
And all must-wins. So not much different. If it was a must-win this week, it's even stronger next week. So it'll be that way from here on out. This is the hole we put ourselves in, and made it a lot tougher. And if we want to get out of it, we got to do something special here. What's that? We didn't throw it that much. I thought he battled, but he didn't have a lot of opportunities in the pass game, and it was unfortunate that ball slipped there. That last third down, he was going to the right spot with it, and that ball just came out of his hands.
The conditions at the goal line, Mason was out with getting evaluated on the juices carried.
I don't know if he went out that time or not. I'm not sure.
Why give Kyle the ball there when he hasn't had a whole lot of ball handling this season?
I mean, we do a lot on the goal line. I mean, that was a good scheme run for the fronts that they always play down there. It's tough to run it versus their 0 looks, and but that was a good schemed up play to run it in versus that, and felt really good about it. I mean, I don't think Kyle's fumbled the ball in a long time. I can't remember the last time he did it. First and goal at the 4, and I don't know if he was going to score. We were going to be at the 1, so we definitely like to play. They stripped them, and they made a good play.
The conditions obviously were not ideal, but are you concerned with 2 other conditions?
I'm not thinking about that right now. I know he missed 2 in that game. Conditions weren't good, but especially, you know, the 55-yard one in those conditions. I think would, at the end of that half, would have been an amazing kick, but I thought the one before that was one he should have made.
I know that you're focused on the game and calling plays, but did you ever stop for a moment and think about how crazy the conditions are? Does it feel ridiculous? What does it feel like?
It feels like what we expected. You know, we were prepared for it. We had an idea it was going to be like that, and so we dressed warm, and you go out there and you play the game.
What gives you confidence this team can go on a run like you have to, given what's going on this year?
I'm just trying to win next week. I'm talking about going around. I'm talking about trying to get a win next week, and all you do with that is go back to work.
Coach, you saw them win against the Pyramid. What can you say about going against them tonight?
I mean, I got a lot of respect for Sean. I think he's a really good coach. They run a real good scheme on defense, always have. He's got a real good team.
They went 97 yards there right before the half, and I think a lot of times that's can be a pretty crushing drive. When you came out and responded, what can be said about what was said at halftime, or what you guys did to kind of reset yourself and not let that shake you?
I mean, I'm not looking for a moral victory at all. I think what came out in the third quarter is very similar to how the first half was. You know, I thought we were moving the ball well. You know, we just got all the way to the one before we fumbled. On the other ones, we got stopped on third down and led to field goals. But it's, you know, I thought, you know, we felt pretty confident running the ball the whole game. You know, third down we knew would be a challenge and stuff, and you know, not scoring those in the first half and fumbling on the one, and then the score leading to what it did. Playing catch up in that game in those conditions versus that team wasn't ideal.
How much of a killer was that 97-yard drive? Because the first play they ran, you stopped and you covered the 2 yards. It felt like you might have time to get the ball back.
No,
And suddenly they're
yeah, it was tough. You know, we went from where we thought we were kicking a field goal, to, you know, to getting that sack and having a punt. At least we pinned him back, but it flipped pretty fast with that. So that was a tough drive. What's that? I mean, I think we're not as good of a team as those past teams. So that's kind of how I look at it. We're not the same team at all. Every team each year is different. But I'm not going to say that this team is the same as last year's team. We're just not fighting as hard. We've got a bunch of different guys out there. We've been trying to find our way since the beginning. Haven't quite found that yet. There's still a lot of season left, and we expect to play better. But I'm not going to say that our team doesn't have fight.
That's your message to the players in the locker room? What's the message moving forward?
There's no secret message.